special thanks to Square Enix for this review copy. In Space State, year 366, an Earthling trying to find his way home, and an Expellion trying to save her home world cross paths. But unbeknownst to them, the journey they're about to embark on will impact more than just the people of Expel. They'll forge new friendships and prepare for the biggest departure of their lives to defend the rest of the galaxy. Hey Afterwork crew, I'm Joe, and this is Star Ocean: The Second Story R. Let's clock in. Players have a choice of two characters, the first being Claude Kenny. A member of the Earth's Pan-Galactic Federation, he's the second lieutenant to his father, Admiral Ronix Kenny of the starship Calnus. He mysteriously ends up on the planet Expel through some mysterious means, which you'll find out through playing his story very early on, and you'll be able to connect the bigger picture of Claude's journey with Reyna as well. And I'm sure based off that synopsis, you've realized now that I didn't go with Mr. Kenny, I chose Sailor Mercury lookalike Reyna Lanford. Reyna's just a small town girl, living in the small village of Arlia on the planet of Expel, which has been struck by a meteor-like structure which resides in the continent of El. This structure has come to be known as the Sorcery Globe, and is believed to be the cause of all the monsters spawning throughout Expel. Reyna's abrupt encounter with Claude leads her to believe that he's the hero of light who's prophesized to be Expel's savior, who will come from Earth to save Expel in their darkest hour. Well, that's a little too coincidental. I'm pretty sure I've seen this anime.
Shut up!
Now let me preface this next part with, we're going to be in for a long ride, but don't feel too daunted by anything I'm about to explain. It may make more sense once you actually experience the game for yourself head on, but bear with me. For the sake of the review, we're going to go through every little nitty gritty here. The game itself allows you to choose who you fight on playing fields and dungeons. Like Earthbound, you can also have a chance to run up on an enemy to start the battle off with a back attack, starting off the enemy's stunned. However, the same can go for you when an enemy comes up from behind your leading party member, leaving your party open for the attack. There's several different colors of enemies showing how difficult they are. I believe they were green, purple, and red, with red being the most difficult. Later on in the game, you'll have a chance to really challenge yourself with a different type of red enemy, but I'll leave it at that. The battles themselves house you inside an arena-sized field, where you can command actions of your leading party member, action RPG style. Almost like in the style of Tales of Vesperia, if you've played that game. It's the only one I was able to think off the top of my head that I was able to relate to, but I'm certain there's plenty of others in the style of this play. Please let me know in the comments below. You can still swap between party members on the fly during battle, so don't feel like you always have to be Reyna or Claude. I personally stuck with playing as Reyna in the battles for the majority of my playthrough because I was the only mage in my party going in the second half of the game, and I kept all my summons on the offense. Oh, that's another thing. There's a whole summon system, and I think because of the copy I received, it had someone from a future Star Ocean title available in my party from the beginning to use. I was also able to unlock another later Star Ocean character as a summon for completing one of the challenges. Speaking of challenges, the game gives you plenty of missions you can complete, which are sort of like achievements with rewards. They hold no bearing to the game's main progress, but a nice to-do list if you're out there doing a little bit of grinding. You'll get extra foul, let me know how that's supposed to be pronounced, I have no idea. But it expels currency, materials for crafting, and a whole bunch of other items depending on the challenge. There's also guild missions, which you can pick up in most towns throughout the game. These are more nuanced and requires a bit more attention in terms of what's being asked of each task. They'll also require you to focus more into your IC and specialties attributes, which now's a more than perfect time to get into. With each battle, not only do you gain experience, you'll also obtain SP and BP to pump into each party member. These points can be spent on increasing the damage of your special moves, how each stat can be boosted further into each party member as they level up, and learning a specialty ranging from a bunch of skills such as cooking, so you can create new meals, bodyguard, which allows a party member to just instantly kill an enemy without even going into battle, my personal favorite, training, which gives a member boosted XP, but at the bane of lowering certain stats. Scouting allows for more battle encounters while you're traveling to the next town or in a dungeon. The best thing about using specialties is how you can group them. I used a combination of scouting, bodyguard, and train technique to maximize the amount of leveling up I did while just playing the game regularly, which made for less time doing an actual stand and grind. Am I not doing it right? Oh, that's not the stand and grind y'all want? This is huge in today's gaming because I didn't just have to sit in one area and grind, I was still able to just play the game as normal while boosting up my XP. Another quick tip is to pump points into your effort, so it lowers the amount of XP required by your party member to level up. There's so much variety and intricate ways you can build your character, and I love to know what builds some of y'all made. So make sure you let me know in the comments below, because definitely me going into New Game Plus playing as Claude in my next playthrough so I can get the other side of the story, I want to know. I need all the hacks I can get. The side quests, from what I remember, are mostly all dialogue based with a bit of back and forth traversing within the towns you're in, but the private actions are where this game truly shines, both in the lives of the people throughout the world of Expel and the characters that you choose to bring along in your party. You can think of PAs as the relationship, slice of life sim portions of the game. Each party member, should you choose to invite them onto your team, will have a private action. You can activate it by pressing up on the D-pad and fast traveling to the town with the PA icon on it. You'll also know if a town has PA access by pressing Y, and the option to switch to PA mode should show up, but it doesn't necessarily mean a quest is available. The reason this exists is to build bonds with each party member via friendship meter. Depending on how you respond during each PA will sway the friendship meter between characters in a certain direction, which I didn't know until I beat the game, but this also impacts the ending of the game and which ones you get with the party members you have. I found out there's 99 endings you get. Also, don't be alarmed on your first time through, but it's impossible to get every party member on a playthrough. And there's one exclusive character for Claude and Reyna respectively, so replayability? These are completely optional and hold no bearing towards actual main story progression. However, you'll miss out on some funny conversations at times, and what I feel like was character development within each party member, since the main story itself truly just revolves around Claude and Reyna the entire time, while everyone else is just mostly there as stand-ins. You'll also miss out on characters that are solely side mission based, and that's the only way you get them, and these things will disappear over story progression, so if you see them, I highly recommend that you just go to it, see what it is, and then knock it out. They're generally short, bite-sized pieces. Like if you're taking the game out with you and you're on the bus or the train or something like that, pop out the Switch. I'm sure you can complete one of those side quests within like a few minutes each. They're relatively easy to go through. I did miss out on 3 PA quests because I went to a main destination thinking I'd be able to go back later, and I was left with nothing. I'm happy to tell you this entire OST is JoAfterWork certified. Put that stamp on that baby, because there are jams for days. From the intro animated theme to the catchy battle and boss themes, everything feels catchy enough to keep me going, which goes a long way when you're going into battle after battle after battle. Battle themes are the most pivotal earworms that'll either keep you focused on the battle or make you dread the entire encounter, because you have to hear that dreaded battle theme. And Chrono Cross, I'm looking at you. I know, they caught a stray right now. I love the game, but that battle theme, it's freaking daunting. I'm over it. It's still in my brain, but in a bad way. Overall, the second story R offers an experience that is unique enough of a JRPG that I personally feel deserves a dive into for anyone craving something that isn't Final Fantasy, a Dragon Quest, or for those looking for something similar to the Tales of games. This was my first experience with a Star Ocean game, and I'm upset that it took me 20 years to get around playing one of these. I'm a new fan of the game, and not only am I going through New Game Plus with Claude, but I've already found out that there's a sequel to this game. I think it's on the Game Boy Color, and it's got like an English translation for it online. I'm gonna find that. We'll stream it at some point over on twitch.tv/JoAfterWork. Link in the description down below. Plug. Anyway, not only that, but I do want to go into Star Ocean, the First Departure R as well, because I gave it a shot when it dropped, and I kind of just like left it there as is. I don't recall like how far I got in. It was maybe like 2 hours tops, and I want to give it like a proper experience. This one right here definitely sunk me in, and I want to know more about the lore of Star Ocean in general. So kudos to the second story R on that. If I had to give a critique on the game, it would be the PA system, and how although it allows me to track that and side quests fairly easily compared to the original game from what I understand, you still have to back out into normal mode, and in order to see if there's another PA in that same area, you then have to go back out into PA to get that mission started, which happens often enough to be annoying for the most part. But for what little I felt this game has done wrong, there's so many rights along this journey. The character development, the twists, the music, and the ability to truly take freedom into your own hands by choosing who you take along. Because as much as this story is about Claude and Reyna, it's ultimately your journey to choose who comes along. Which is why the Afterwork is giving this the one and only time I'll ever do a rating system, Kenny, do it.
Well, I'd say that's worth 10 out of 10.
I know his name is Claude, but I kept calling him Kenny on stream because Reina keeps calling him Mr. Kenny throughout the game, and it's stuck in my brain. And by the time names were changed to Claude, I was already saying Mr. Kenny, and he's just Kenny now. Sorry, I don't make the rules. I just enforce them here. If you made it to the end of this video, I just want to take a moment to thank you and also apologize. I want to thank everybody for watching, and I truly hope I put some perspective into whether or not this is a game for you or not. But I'm also sorry that I haven't uploaded in here in years. Like, we did the AEW review, but that was pretty much it, and there were some shorts here and there. But for all intents and purposes, this channel has been dead for quite some time. We all hang out on Twitch for the most part, but I do want to return to form here on YouTube as well. And I apologize if like this ends up getting cut around because I tend to ramble a lot. Plus, like, I have the prompter to keep me on track, but I'm also just trying my best to speak from the heart, because what I wrote there, you know, is from the heart, but also at the same time, it's like I need it to come from me as well. But yeah, I've been doing this for so long because I couldn't find the time to do this and stream and having a full-time job at the same time. It's just kind of like, I know some of y'all out there that are content creators know how it is. Everybody just, you know, living the regular quote unquote 9 to 5. I use that as a joke. There's no 9 to 5s anymore. I wanted this video to not only serve as a promise to everybody in the community, but also as a promise to myself. I want to bring everyone more videos like this going into 2024. And I hope you'll come along for the ride with me. I've struggled to find my place here on this platform for the last like 8-9 years. We started back in 2015 here doing Resident Evil videos. Those are still up if you want to watch those. Very, very cringy time, but you know what? We all got to start from somewhere, right? But yeah, I think this year I did a lot of soul searching on what I really truly like doing with my creative time. And it all revolves around retro games, remakes, like this game, for instance. Nintendo, of course, that's a big bulk of what this channel and what I've done on Twitch is. And of course, the music. Music has very much been my life, the entirety of it, essentially. Y'all know my story already. I went to college for audio engineering. Things didn't work out, and, you know, we move on. Here we are. So if that's your thing, then make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell icon so you know when my next video or short comes on. I've been dabbling with dual streaming here as well while I stream on Twitch, but you can always find me over there on twitch.tv/JoAfterWork. Thursday through Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern time is usually when I start. Sometimes a little bit later, like 7:15 or something like that. But if you follow me on all my socials, you'll know when I'm going live, of course, as well. And I'll have all that stuff linked down below. And, well, crew, for the first time in a long time, this is Joe clocking out. And until next time, fight for your dreams, and your dreams will fight for you. Take care.